topic that was given to me was to talk about an innovative method in the construction field, which is the one that we are working on, construction 3D printing. Also, I'll be speaking a little bit about how acceleration, incubators, and positive government policy has really helped us as a company to develop and grow. So I'll be speaking in both English and Malayalam. I hope that is fine with you. So I'll just give a very brief introduction to Tvasta's technology, which is the complete technology stack of construction 3D printing that we have developed in-house. 3D printing is an innovative way of construction. Basically, we add materials in a layer-by-layer manner. Materials, I mean a special type of concrete that we have developed to build a much larger structure, like a building or a house or temporary structure used for accommodation, etc. So we stack these layers in a 3D fashion using robotics or gantry machines in a software-led manner to build a particular structure. So it is a completely automated way of construction. So these are a few 3D printers that we have manufactured and built. We manufacture our printers out of Chennai in India. We design these printers and we own the patents to actually do it. So you can see that the first printer on the left is actually what is called an off-site 3D printer. This is used to manufacture structures within a factory environment and then get them assembled at the construction site. The one that you see on the right hand side is actually an on-site 3D printer. This printer is site direct construction printer. This is used to construct directly at the construction site. And we also have mobile 3D printers which can move at the construction site and carry out construction. So this is primarily used for military applications and remote areas. So 3D printing essentially has 4 key components: the machine or the 3D printers that you just saw, the material, which is a particular type of concrete that we have developed, a software that we use to interact with the 3D printer and also manage the construction process, and the printing strategy, which is the structural engineering process. So one question that we get very often is this approved or is this falling within the regulatory framework? So we have received a certification from Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs to carry out construction of any type of building up to G+2, that is 3 stories in India, without any special regulatory approval. So 3D printing is an approved process in India, but for a special type of construction that is led by us. So these, I'll run you through a video of the 3D printing process and the printers that we have developed. So this, what you see on the screen right now, is essentially how we build large-scale structures. We have a particular type of concrete that is deposited in a specific shape that is defined by a software. So this is done by a machine that we have developed. So one common question that we get is reinforcements part of this strategy? So we integrate TMT rebar reinforcements into the structures that we are building. So these are the key elements of the technology. We place a lot of emphasis on building sustainable construction technologies using 3D printing. And we use new types of materials such as LC3 concrete to achieve sustainability. So this is the production process that we have with our printers. So the special type of concrete is similar to normal concrete that is used on the ground, but it can be used to print large structures without any molds or formwork. So no formwork construction is the key advantage of 3D printing. A 3D printed house that was built in Chennai. This was built in Gujarat. And we have built several other structures in Mumbai, Kolkata. We are currently building in Nagpur, Bangalore, Delhi, and other places as well. So we have been supported by Habitat for Humanity's Terwilliger Center for Innovation and Shelter, and also several other agencies. And I will speak about how we benefited from that support as we move forward. So the key areas that we are focusing on is improving our unit economics. So since our technology is new and we have not scaled up and it is not available in various parts of the country, I mean, there is a logistics cost when we bring the technology to a new place. So we intend to reduce that significantly. And as our operational spending comes down for building one structure, our economic impact will improve as well. And sustainability is a key part of our game. So one of the things that we focus on is having walls which are partially hollow in nature. So this reduces the amount of energy that is consumed by a building for cooling. And it also reduces the amount of material that goes into the building. Third thing is we use more sustainable materials for construction, such as limestone, calcined clay, cement, GGBS, fly ash, silica fume, etc., which makes the structure more sustainable. And our durability is far better than conventional structures as well. So in that sense, the building can benefit from a long-term approach. The second aspect is why technology-led construction is necessary in the long term. So even in a labor surplus state like India, we are currently seeing a situation where labor is becoming scarce during certain periods and skilled labor is becoming a problem. So if not now, this is going to be a problem a few years from now. The second point is certain types of technology-led construction processes such as precast have been good and working in certain large projects, but we still do not have a viable process for small projects to be executed with a technology-led process. So that is where 3D printing comes in. Basically, every single structure can be unique and different from the previous one, and it will not make an economic difference for a technology like 3D printing. And our ability to optimize resources and consume within a technology-led process is very, useful for large-scale construction. So with respect to accelerators and support, this is something that startups, especially developing new technologies, really require. So one of the greatest benefits that we have received is a grant support from Habitat for Humanity's Turvey Legal Center for Innovation and Shelter, through which we actually built our first 3D printed house. So in the previous panel, Gopi and others mentioned regarding how it is important for us to show a prototype to the market to tell the technology works. So this has been possible for us because at that time we had a grant support from Habitat for Humanity, and this is something that we really benefited from. If you are a part of certain types of facilities like the IIT Madras Research Park, or in Cochin you have the Kinfra High-Tech Park which is available, the amount of operational costs that come down for a startup is very significant. And this really matters at the early stages of the journey, because when you are not really sure whether your company will have enough cash to run 4 months down the line, you will not be hiring a lawyer or an accountant or chartered accountant to manage your financial processes. But that is important to run a business. So having shared resources, having resources available to you at a reasonable cost through incubators and accelerators is very important. Having a good working environment. So ultimately we are all, human beings. We relate to emotions more than logic. We need to be in an environment with other co-founders, other startups, other innovative companies to have a vibrant environment. Any entrepreneur is going to give that startup the best 10, 15 years of their life. So spending that 10, 15 years in a good working environment is very important, and that is a very important thing that an accelerator gives. So I've visited the Kerala Startup Mission Park in Cochin, and it is really one of the most vibrant environments that I've seen with respect to startup working conditions in India. And that's really something that is commendable. So apart from this, of course, when you're new into building a business, you do not have any network. You're mostly a graduate from a good institution trying to start a company. So the network that you need is very significant. Unless you come from a certain type of industry or a family pedigree, sometimes it's very difficult to build that network in India. And that is something that an accelerator can really provide. So if Kerala Startup Mission is organizing this kind of an event and you're able to network with certain kind of people, that becomes really important. And one of the things that we have been sort of benefiting from Habitat for Humanity is the kind of customer feedback that we have had. Because Habitat is one of the largest organizations that is into construction globally. And they have been able to tell us where we are going wrong and where we should concentrate more. So I know that today we'll be talking about the launch of a construction innovation hub for Kerala by Kerala Startup Mission. And that is one of the greatest benefits that particular organization can provide to startups in the entire sector. Where should construction startups focus? Where can they get capital from? So connecting startups to prop tech investors in India and globally is something that Construction Innovation Hub can really do. And one of the biggest supporting elements that we have received from IIT Madras Research Park is the ability to connect with Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So we got a grant of about 6 crores from Government of India that was spread over 2.5 years when we were at a very early stage. And this really supported us for a very long period of time. And the second thing is, with IIT Madras support and with Government of India's support, we actually got certification for our technology for construction up to G+2 level across India. So this was one of the greatest benefits that we received. So if Kerala Startup Mission and the Construction Innovation Hub is able to support testing, is able to support technology development in partnership with, let's say, CET in Trivandrum or with Cochin University based out of Kochi, that will be one of the biggest supports that can go to construction startups, because it is a sector which requires capital investment, which requires testing, which the startups themselves cannot do. And guidance from various universities is something that is really important. So we had PhD scholars working with us from the very beginning for nearly 3 to 4 years, and we ended up recruiting those PhD scholars. So working with various universities is very important. I saw that an MOU was exchanged with respect to biotechnology today morning with the CEO of Kerala Startup Mission. If something like that could be done with respect to construction, that will be very beneficial. So with respect to the construction industry, to speak about the broad challenges, one is India is going through a rapid infrastructure pace. The next 10 years are going to be the golden years of construction startups. And one of the biggest things that we can do here is build for India, but using that as a platform, build for the world. So I'm very happy to tell you that we are able to now export our 3D printers that we have manufactured to the US and to the Middle East. So we have got 2 export orders worth more than 4 crores. And this has been helpful. This has been happening because we built it for one of the most rugged markets, which is India. So we can actually build technology for the world like construction startups have done in China and Turkey. So that is something that we should really look at doing. And look at actually developing technology that can sort of sustain itself through good cash flows and profitability. So one of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make is sell products at a lower cost by burning cash in the initial phases to attract customers. Although this can be done in the initial phases, it is not a sustainable model in the long term. And we can sell at a higher cost in the market if we push it enough. And there are sales strategies to do it. So that is something that we have to really focus on. I'm running out of time. So these are some of the projects that we have done, and this has happened in collaboration with various corporates and institutions in India, and now we are selling to various real estate companies and also to certain customers directly in the market as well. So I think I have run out of time. Thank you so much.